turning it around with Michelangelo just burning the match on one side. Zipazika goes in, Multi picks up the kill and the fight. Multi gets taken down.
So no flash away, easy to hold. At wala na si Arce.
A bit too low on kill rate. That would be a third.
No time to talk. This is the final one, and I'm just saying I'm not playing. Take a walk. No time to talk. You've got a long way ahead. You better hear what I say and take a walk.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Garena LOL Collegiate League Summer 2017. I am Vulcan and with me is Arctic. We will be your casters for the very exciting semi-finals of the LCL West Conference.
Yes, I am so excited for this game because two of the players who I've actually worked with personally in the past are actually going up against each other.
Who are they?
FEU McCrory as well as PUP Beast, top laner and support. But, you know, it's all good, friendly competition. But for this one, I don't know, man. We'll just have to see. I hope they're friends after this.
Stake here in the semi-finals. Would you choose over friendship or victory? So, what will you choose?
Bye, friend.
By
No, I'm
friends?
just kidding.
Well, as the same as all semi-finals for the LCL, this is going to be a best of series. It's going to be something that you have to get used to because you see players struggle with the best of 3 series. Win one game, they really feel good about themselves. But when it comes to best of when the game 2 and 3, they tend to really have they get flustered. They don't know what to do.
And yun actually yung sinasabi ng iba minsan, kahit hindi locally, kahit internationally, yung mga ibang teams na pag nasa group stage, yun yung sinasabing, yun yung weak spot nila eh. Pero pag dumating na sila sa knockout stage, yung mga best of 3, dun sila nag-excel because of yung mga ganong factor nga like mindset, if they're positive or maybe they perform negatively if they falter. So, pero looking at the ban so far, Kha'Zix, Morgana, and Tristana. So, ban out from Levi, Beast, and NG respectively. No surprise here, a lot of bans here onto McCrory, the Urgot, the Jarvan IV, as well as the Galio.
So you personally work with these people.
Yeah.
What can you say about McCrory?
Oh man, McCrory.
Is it actually worth it to ban out his pull?
I'd say
Yung mga related to the game, of course,
Yeah,
not their social life.
I think for this particular LCL, for the LCL particularly, I think it's a bit trickier to ban out McCrory because at an LCL level, there's a lot of champions that he could use, and he could adjust basically dito nga sa team composition na kailangan ng FEU, whether kailangan niya maging tanky champion or kung kailangan ba niya magbuhat. So yun yung maganda kay McCrory actually dito sa LCL.
About for PUP's Beast.
For PUP naman, I've actually worked with 2 of their players. One of them nga si Beast. Yung isa naman si Levi na naging support dati ng La Liga Pilipinas. Pero yun nga, support siya nung nasa LLP siya. Pero dito nga sa PUP, jungler siya. So, ang interesting naman dito kay Levi is he's had an interesting time here in the LCL. There are times wherein he's actually excelled, really carried, and then may times na medyo that's something I'm interested in seeing as to whether or not this might be a fact, whether character nga itong kay Levi will able to carry a team or will the mistakes that he made translate to this game.
So let's see, right? This game 1 of match 1 of the best of 3 series. FEU will be on the blue side against PUP on the red side. So let's see if Levi will be this one to carry this game, as you said, Arctic. But right now, this is going to be, in a way, test of, as you said, friendship.
Yeah.
Are they pretty close, yung mga players?
Oh yeah, I'd say they're definitely close.
Gana close. Hindi yun
Yeah, but no. I'd say as a manager, I always promote a healthy environment between players. Win or lose, you know, you always look at the pa rin.
So this is the essence of LCL, but think we're finalizing our draft. Interesting focuses on McCrory, the Urgot, and the Jarvan. And as for Oriana Azir, difficulties using him to his full potential, being a ban here. So I can expect that this game 1, kahit best of 3 series, they're putting out all their cards already. Look at that draft, except for the Graves jungle. See, Levi, let's see. Despite the unpopular Graves jungle, I wonder if he can carry this game. As you said in the previous time, but let's see, he's not out of his prime just yet.
Indeed, brought out really put the cards on the table already. And Sabagay, it's crucial because dito sa mga best of 3 na to, it's important na you make the first impression in a way. You want to set the tone of the best of 3 na as much as possible game 1 pa lang, you want to come in strong. And especially nga dito sa LCL, we have seen teams na they do falter under pressure.
So I guess for the LCL teams right now, they are experiencing one of the life's biggest pressure. First impressions, it's like you're in a job interview. So let's hope the college students can actually make their cards shown, show what they've got in the semifinals of the West Conference of the LCL. Whoever you are rooting for, let's hope that they both have a good game. They made it this far. 6 champions will be crowned for the new changes in the format in the LCL. And I wonder how to use the promotion video of the LVL.
Oh yeah, I
Well,
like the thematic.
For those who are curious about the LVL video, make sure you check out the Facebook page of Garena, LOL Collegiate Facebook. Just search it in the Facebook. You'll actually just find it there. And I think I'm pretty excited to see a step up in the collegiate level gaming in the League of Legends itself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about progression here, and I think that with LVL, not only is it great for the industry and esports, but also it's also a great way of slowly really putting esports nga dito sa mainstream, just mainstream in general, mainstream culture.
So I think for the LCL, we are going to be promoting these are students. They are still experiencing stress and balance and all things. We'll grant them maybe their chances making to the finals of the LCL West Conference. What are your predictions, Arden?
Oh man, it's so tricky. I mean,
McRory, I've seen him play. I've seen him the last split. I gotta say, he's something that is somehow worth banning out. But without further ado, let's see if McRory will perform well in this top triangle. This is Match 1, Game 1 semifinals of the West Conference. FEU 1990X on the blue side versus PUP EAC.
I'm really looking forward to. We've been talking a lot about McRory, pero for PUP naman, one of the players that I'm really interested in seeing perform for them is Levi. Kasi gaya nga ng minention ko, there are times wherein he's hit or miss. Pero since he is on this Graves, jungler that could potentially carry the game for PUP, let's go ahead and see if he could push for the hit as opposed to the miss here.
I love how FEU already making their slow approach to burn. Only the supports wasting their summoners.
Yep.
First blood has been avoided thanks to that. So FEU, blue side, starting blue side, they are going to be, blue side on the map. Not on the jungle, obviously. So red side start for Powder, I would presume. Interesting. I love how FEU, they would just burn out the summoners.
Yeah.
But it's the part of the game where wala pang 1 minute, summoner burnt na. It'll be all backing up, but at least they would know that they can't really overextend.
Yeah. And interesting here that Wick's a little bit trigger happy there's a flash because Beast that's already a huge accomplishment for FE right there. They didn't really need to push the button much. So interesting that medyo na trigger happy rin si Wick sa pag-flash. So it could have just been Beast with a flash down because he was of course ultimately trying to escape because yeah, we'll just have to see how that affects the dynamic dito sa bot lane with both supports having their flash down.
I think when it comes to Flash being burned, mas lugi si Wox kasi Alistar siya, melee champion.
Yes.
Not like the Lulu, which is going to be a ranged champion. So, when in terms of dynamics, I wonder how the Lulu will perform in this patch. 7.21.
Oh, yeah.
Wala na yung other sensor. Rush is more punishing if you're the enchanters.
Thank God. I mean, I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this moment where an Ardent Sensor wouldn't, because I'm all about variety here. And, with how things have been going for supports as of recent because of the patch, it's been interesting because we've seen these Ardent Sensor rushes. So, overall, I'm wondering if Beast is going to go that same route where he does rush Ardent. Is he going to stick to that or is he going to try to innovate a bit more? We'll just have to see.
Yes, so far, first blood will not be secured, but I think PUP is getting a bit impatient. They have already their jungler on the brush, waiting for the right time to strike this Trundle. I wonder how this Trundle is gonna push out his own lane. He may overextend. He is getting a bit baited by Felix. A bit trigger happy there. Looks like he will be. A really tricky position to be as a jungler, especially Levi. investing so much time in the top lane.
Overall, just keeping in a little bit chill. And yeah, investing a lot of time indeed. Oh, there we go, though.
There we go, though. He will be getting the Frozen Domain up, but the speed boost will not save his life. The first blood of the game goes to PUP.
Yan yung sinasabi nilang patience is a virtue right there. And it did pay off for Levi. You know, they calculated that really well, got the knock-up, and then it was just a huge barrage of damage back and forth from both Felix and Levi. So well played, I gotta say, by PUP getting that first blood.
This is going to be a good start for Levi on the Graves. He is going to be getting that first blood. Bountiful goal for 100. He may rush the challenging smite to further up his damage. But for FEU, they are going to be running the more melee composition. The Alistar, Sejuani, Trundle, more on CC, late game style.
Yeah, but ultimately at the same time, if you're going to look at FEU, with this Kalista, with this Trundle, they actually have better control, I'd say. Wait, no, actually it somewhat goes both ways, because at the same time, PUP, they do have that Cassiopeia to kind of burn down the objectives like Dragon or Rift Herald or even Baron to an extent at a faster pace. But as far as sieging turrets, FEU with his Trundle, with Kido, and his Kalista as well. So we'll just have to see who manages to establish the tempo to really pick things up for regardless if it's FEU or PUP.
I think when it comes to what I've heard from one of our co-casters, he did mention that Kalista is sort of a lane dominant champion, but we'll see right now if that'll work out. Looks like we're going to be seeing a gank into the bot lane. Oh, there he goes in with the permafrost stack. He's very low, but he does get polymorph. Oh, 1-for-1 trade. Beast gets taken down, but he will be taking down his support himself. 2-for-1 trade. Bot lane has been devoured.
I'm actually surprised that we didn't see a potential teleport play coming in from Felix, but then again, looking at how things are, there isn't really ward that he could have teleported to have gone for a flank. So then again, that's understandable. But yeah, overall, looking at things, Wix at the same time, that was pretty interesting. I mean, I think he overlooked his health a bit there, and he ended up as a casualty trying to zone out Enju without taking into account how low he was slowly getting in the process of zoning out Enju in order to get that kill onto Beast. So overall, we'll just have to see very equal 2-2 right now for both sides.
Right. But when it comes to gold trade, that thought 3 members. Ooh. With the heat to Brian. It's difficult when you're Vladimir.
Indeed.
All of the champions want a piece of you, because we all know late game Vladimir is very fearful. You gotta be careful not to give that Vladimir a chance to snowball. If you do, you're pretty much giving the game to the enemy. So, semifinals, LCL, West Conference, one of the, I don't want to say, not to really say that the different regions of the LCL, which is the conference, it's undeniable that when it comes to more power-centric conferences, we see West, but seeing how FEU showing their cards on the Felix gets taken out, hoping that Levi would have made his way in, but he was a bit too slow. Levi will be forced to flash away, but I don't think FEU will wait. The permafrost will be dealing that extra damage. Levi very low. The kill will be going to Powder, and sadly a trade. He did take 1 turret hit.
Down he goes. And going back to what happened in the mid lane, it's interesting kasi if it were other mid lane champion, that would have potentially been a kill. Pero yan yung isa sa frustration pag Vladimir kalaban mo.
Champion.
Champion.
It's like Champarado, as I heard it.
Don't make me hungry, man. But yeah, yun yung isa sa frustration because, you know, whenever they converge on you, just one sanguine pull into the sea of your turret.
Tapos may flash pa siya. So it's, I wonder if PUP is doing the right thing by focusing onto the Vladimir.
Yeah.
I might as well go for the bot lane, but it's really difficult when you're facing up against the Enchantress support as Lulu. But I think we are seeing an effect of the patch 7.21 at works.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We are now seeing, thank God, finally, a Sightstone in the making.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. But I gotta say, 7.20 was a time where supports like Janna, Lulu shine the most.
Yeah. Well, I think for Janna, I don't think she ever goes out of style. She's just a support that could work in almost any composition.
Yeah.
So, we'll just
say PUP, they are establishing some control in the Cloud Drake. They want to get the first priority, but it's not that high priority in terms of overall risks.
Man, I gotta say though, this has been something that has been living up to my expectations thus far. Levi on this Graves, and looks like Powder taking a little bit more than he could chew there.
Powder really wanted to zone out the enemies. He does want control in the Cloud Drake area, but as far as his item goes, pretty good start. 2-1-2, lots of gold there. Both junglers has yet to complete their enchantment.
Yeah,
But
and Powder really needs to be a little bit more careful in pushing the boundaries because, like you mentioned, they're still building up items, and Sejuani is a tanky jungler player. Because of the recent patch, she's been hit quite a bit, and her tankiness, I mean, she's still a pretty decent pick, I'd say, but not as potent as she was patches past. So that's something Powder has to take into account.
more on adjustment.
Yeah.
When you get the habit of seeing a Sejuani dive so hard, you survive. You forget that Sejuani is not this beast of a tank, unkillable anymore. You have to adjust, and I think this is what FEU has to realize. Well, it's not that long since they had a chance to work with the Sejuani,
Yeah.
but I gotta say for FEU, they are doing a pretty good job adjusting to the changes, and also for PUP. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Lulu getting already the early Ruby Crystal might go for the, not the Ruby Sightstone, pero yung the Watchers, which will also grant the Sightstone passes.
Yeah, and it's interesting because once you enter these type of patches, kasi na may mga changes na pwedeng maka-apekto sa current meta. Yun nga, gaya na nakikita natin na Ardent Sensor, not necessarily a go-to item as it was before. Or even champions like Sejuani, Jonah to an extent getting nerfed. So, dito talaga na-test kung ano yung flexibility ng players, kung gaano sila nakapag-adapt dun sa changes ng bagong patch, and at the same time, kung kaya ba nilang mag-innovate into trying to create, not necessarily create their own meta, pero like if they could try to figure out what works for the meantime in the absence of what champions kind of fell off. But here we go.
Ooh, grabe si Levi. A lot of pressure was given onto Levi. He just gets annihilated in the top lane side. And I don't think he's even going to be more of a use here because when a Graves did get the first blood, you'd be in high alert. And I think FEU is doing the necessary reactions to avoid this Graves from popping off, especially when you're talking about Levi. So first turret, great job for FEU. They will be giving it to McRory. Already finishing off the Tiamat and the Vampiric Scepter. That's going to be an instant rush to the Hydra. So this will further give pressure towards the top lane.
Indeed, looking at the composition of PUP now that I realize, one thing that I do question sa kanila is their CC in general. If you're gonna look at what tools that they have somewhat decent CC, I'd say. Pero if you're gonna compare it to what FEU has under their belt,
Oh my god. Levi really has to worry his own jungle because FEU is just invading his personal space. And this is going to be a very tricky scenario for Levi.
in all fairness kay FEU, smart yung ginagawa nila by trying to scout out Levi here. Kasi kung titingnan mo yung champions ng PUP, there's not really as much they could do, in my opinion. Well, with the exception of probably Enju and Beast. Pero as far as the 1v1s, like if you just leave everyone as is, I don't think much will happen kasi dito sa lanes ng PUP. So they kind of need either at least to get them to that level of skyrocketing to go up against FEU. Pero by denying Levi that opportunity, you know, it gives a lot more flexibility for FEU.
Ooh, the opportunity, however, fell ill. Like, it will be going to McRory. Oh, McRory will be getting all the nice gold, all the money.
Indeed.
But is that the wise choice or more favorable option for FEU? Because I would presume that giving Bri all the money you can get, giving it to this Vladimir, would be a good investment.
True. Pero at the same time, para sa akin, it could go either way. The good thing here about giving McRory those kills is
I
that...
can see the effect
Ooh,
right now.
yeah,
With the
there you go.
damage he is dealing to this Cho'Gath. Subjugate is off for McRory, but he will still be holding on to it for a more sustained fight.
Tsaka kung iisipin mo rin, one thing that Trundle really excels at, aside from what we just saw against Felix, is he could also serve as a great distraction for PUP when split pushing lanes. Because of how fast Trundle is able to take down turrets with the attack speed as well as chomping down minion waves. So yan yung maganda dito kay McRory. And having completed that
Revenue's Hydra.
exactly, it's gonna grant him that heavier push that he needs to really put a lot for PUP.
Definitely the Hydra itself gives lifesteal and health regen, but it's not just that. For me, I see Trundle as more of he's a Vampiric Scepter all on its own.
Yeah.
Because he does have the King's Tribute passive,
Indeed.
which grants regeneration per unit kill. So in short, I think McRory will be pushing this lane a lot more frequently,
Oh, yeah.
putting more pressure toward UP. But it's nice to see that Levi is always on the lookout.
Ooh, speaking of Levi, he'll have to be careful though if he does try to go on to Felix here, because Levi is just around the corner. Looks like McRory will be taking a little bit more easier.
So far, I mean, first turret did go to the hands of FEU. This gives really nice gold bonus to his team. I mean, 100 G globally is something like you're securing a Rift Herald in a way. It does give 100 G.
Yeah.
So, as we can see from the itemization, naman, I love to see that this Kalista going straight for the Blade of the King. But you gotta hand it to this King. King is really much more powerful. But I think McGrory is more powerful than that. He does use subjugate onto Levi, will be lashing in and proccing the Hydra for his Rampage streak, but I think he might just get the shutdown. Oh, goes to Felix. He will be coming in from this one. Glacial Prison was missed off. That's a missed hop. The flash will be burned for kill off the beast. Still going in. Felix teleports without any mana, but it will be this Cassiopeia thing. A lot of her kiddos there. However, in the bot lane, he really got killed by himself. Solo kill there, but the more action is happening in the blue side of PUP. But in the long run, I gotta say, this kill itself is gonna really boost this Cassiopeia. But here comes Kida to block things off, flashing in. Ren is gonna be happening here, stacking up. Teleport will be channeling through. Oh, Mario will be getting the upper hand, but finally, we see McRory shutting him down.
That was crazy, I gotta say. The kill's happening back in.
But let's have a breakdown of the calculus. Is it? Wait, I thought yet over. I think Levi is getting a bit edgy, but look at the damage. Ooh, the end of the line will be the downfall of this Bri. I gotta say, I think Bri did not expect that range.
No, not at all.
Neither did I.
He's kind of standing in the radius of that.
So many things happen. Who killed who got much gold out of it, but I think Mario got...
Yeah, I think if you're going to look at the overall value as to who really got the most out of it, it's definitely Marian, because McRory as is ahead. And, you know, just giving him kill sure definitely helps his resolve. But as far as, like, helping PUP get back into this, it really helps spearhead Marian. Because Marian earlier was kind of okay in KDA, but now medyo stalled siya. So, tingnan natin.
And so far, Marian will be getting the Abyssal Mask first. Oh, I kind of love to see how... Ooh, wait. Oh no, this is bad news for Felix. He does not have the safety to farm on his own lane. So going for itemization, hauling in your gold and what you buy at first will really change how you play throughout the whole game. And by getting this Abyssal Mask for Marian, not only he will be sustaining himself thanks to the Eternity passive. I mean, you get hit, you get mana. You use mana, you get health. That gives a lot of sustain for Marian, and I think that's what PUP is looking for.
Oh yeah, definitely. And overall, you know, Marian not gonna be going down quite easily to Bride anytime soon because of that build right here.
I mean, MR, 10% more magic damage. Not sure what the percentage, but we do deal extra magic damage. But looks like FEU, they will be securing 2 turrets plus the Rift Herald. The Drake has not yet been contested by both teams, but we will be seeing a gold lead favoring 1990X.
Indeed, overall,
Oh no, Bri was standing on top of a wall. It looks like Levi might just end his life. Oh, I wonder if he'll survive. Who am I kidding? 3 members collapsing onto a Vladimir. You will not even last that long. So right now, PUP, since 1 member is down, 4 members remaining, PUP sees this as a chance to take down the Cloud Drake, and they will be getting it uncontested.
Indeed. Brian not having the best time on this Vladimir anymore.
Looks like Face Call will be missing the knockback, but Levi will be dealing so much damage. Lulu is there for help, and looks like 4 members in the river. Low on health. Kiddo is blinking red. I wonder. Oh, and will be getting the kill onto Kiddo. But so far, 2 members focusing on the tank. They forgot to really take note of someone who is more juicy, and it's Powder. I mean, look at that. Look how he looks. You just want to eat him up, and I think PUP is now popping up on this this Graves.
Indeed, and man, FEU in quite the messy situation right there. Rai was already down, tried to force this even further, and at the end of the day, it just allowed PUP to slowly get back into this game. Goal deficit now closing in comparison to it leaning towards 2,000 to 3,000 earlier. So that one fight really changed things and put PUP on equal ground with
I think PUP hurt the feelings of Rai. He did want to go for the Pro Belt rush in. Normally anyone would feel bad about that. I mean, getting gammed up by 3 members after your death was the cause of the Cloud Drake, because they knew that wala yung Vladimir. So wala yung mid laner. So kaya na yung Cloud Drake.
And adding more insult to injury was the many members of FEU that died after that. So dito talaga nakikita yung domino effect.
It was weird because there's no objectives there. Nothing to gain out of it but just kills. This is something that we see frequently in the one of the newer. I don't think they're actually veterans to be considered.
Some of them.
And some of them, yes. But when you're actually pressured in a different scenario, you tend to make mistakes that you know not normally do. Contesting in an area with no objectives, you gain nothing out of it. You have no mid laner. That was already a losing fight.
And what's interesting kasi about LCL is that, sure, you could say that these guys, they've been playing with each other for a few weeks now in the conference. Pero another factor kasi you have to put into consideration is, like, there's 2 different worlds to some of these players here. Yung mundo nila sa LCL and yung mundo nila outside, like for Tilto vs. Finals, yung mga Timo Cup.
We see a lot of LCL players juggling both.
So, sometimes that's the tricky part. Yung bits mo with your team in the other world, let's say yung sa Pilvers, you may have certain habits going into the LCL na doesn't necessarily mesh with how your actual team plays or when you as a team could be.
Hiding out this Choga through the piece to kill. So, quote unquote, tank. I mean, something that I really enjoy seeing is that this Choga, really big and huge, has the passive of getting more health when you feast, gets the Righteous Glory, pops it off, and just rushes it, eats the ADC, and that's it. The ADC can't do anything because he just got true damage.
And look at this right now, PUP really dictating the flow.
The slow will be the one to take effect, so kind of missed the mark there for Bowser, but he's doing a really good job being proactive. And yeah, as you said, this is the one thing I like about LCL players. They have visions more higher. They have more ambitions. Like we always see TIP, one of the schools that you worked with personally, I would say, always going for the Piltover's finest. They tend to really aim big, and I think this is a really nice environment for them to grow.
Indeed.
Not to mention, I mean, UST Tail Tiger champions, they're so drafted towards in the PGS, the TNC.
You have players like Ray, some of the players with the FEU gutsy move here.
I wonder though, because this Baron call can be FEU's bad thing to do, because this is going to set them how? Really bad? Looks like, oh, Felix going in for the Righteous Glory. Chomps up Feast on Bride. Looks like that Baron call was a bad call for FEU. PUP just annihilating the mistakes of FEU. Kiddo, I wonder what happened to him. He just backed away, and I think this is going to be a reverse Baron.
This is the struggle with FEU right now. As I've been talking, PUP not exactly on top of CC in comparison to what FEU has. Pero ang problema naman dito si FEU, they don't have as much of the boom boom pow as far as damage in comparison to PUP.
Boom boom pow. I mean burst damage, because
yeah,
when you're talking about damage and sustained damage, but let's see a replay to see them.
Take note as what's happening to Ride here. His front line took quite a bit of damage for him, and Felix just goes straight at him for the flank. Just leaves the rest of FEU on a roll. That Vladimir going down is a lot of damage lost already for FEU.
Oh, not to mention, so the position of Enju was really good. It was great.
Indeed.
But he had to go over that wall flash to at least deal more damage. But I gotta say, the Baron call, this is the disadvantage of, not really a disadvantage, a challenge when you're on the blue side. The Baron is faced towards you, you have full control that in a way, but it's for the rest team to steal, make a play. FEU now, having Baron in their hands, they will be actually closing in the goal gap. Not anymore is FEU in the lead right now at 24 minutes a game. Kill score of 10 to 17. Baron will be in the hands of PUP, of course. 2 turrets in the PUP, 3 in the hands of FEU. Things are looking pretty good for PUP. They are coming back from this game.
So we'll just have to see. I mean, this is a different tune that we're seeing. FEU clearly showing a lot of resolve in that early game, a lot of coordination. We did see a lot of those 3-man ganks, but it's not really translating into anything right now with this is what I've been talking about earlier, the domino effect, where someone falters, and you allow that window of opportunity for PUP to come back. Nako.
Yeah, I want to see Bright to really show PUP what they've got. Show to the viewers that he can really start popping on this Vladimir. It's almost his time to really show his true damage. He is burst, but when it comes to at this point, he's supposed to be doing that. Well, when we see the level gap, the experience gap, this Cassiopeia is level 15. This Vladimir is level 13. CS-wise, Bry has more CS, but why is he under by 2 levels?
Indeed. I think it ultimately boils down to mistakes we did see earlier, wherein there were moments where FEU, like Bry would get cut out, and then FEU still tries to push for stuff, but ultimately led to their demise earlier. Now seeing a 10 and 17 earlier, it was like a 5 kill difference favor of FEU. So ito yung mga tricky part eh. Yung dito rin nagmamanifest yung mga pro ng ibang teams na they're strong as a team during certain phases of the game, pero when it comes to the coordination in, let's say, team fights, for example, or overextending the boundaries and then napipick off ka, yun yung problem. And I think that's something that's really played through right now. They can't seem to find the groove in this team fight.
Oh, that's going to be the opening shot, but looks like the QSS will be cleansing out of that Glacial Prison. Oh, beautiful 4-man knockup coming from Wooks, but will that be enough damage to sustain? Marian is still getting so much continuous damage. He left alone, but right now it will be Anju and Marian, the only ones dealing damage. Members of FEU gets taken down. Same with PUP, but the main damage dealers are still alive and healthy for PUP.
Man, this is absolutely crazy. It's on the 19 right now, and PUE not really slowing down. Looks like they will be getting this inhibitor though.
Looks like Powder will be diving in, changing his mind. His life decision will be his downfall. I gotta say for Powder, he does love to go in, but when you're facing off against Cassiopeia, you have to have these second thoughts. Maybe go for the adaptive helmet, since we're dealing with the Cassiopeia. So far, FEU has yet to itemize against this Cassiopeia. They didn't have enough time here because, again, the Baron call was really bad. 4 members taken out. That's like 1,200 gold for the Deke plus the Baron. That's just ridiculous. And now, McRory
Yautza.
not getting used to the fact that PUP is now the ones in control.
Yeah, exactly. You know, sure, he was dominant earlier, might have the adaptive help to try to deal with the Cassiopeia, but still, that's a lot. Let's go ahead and check out what happened here in the stage. So PUP really pushing it out here. Great set though coming in for it. Again, because of how behind their primary damage dealers are, you know,
Vladimir.
exactly. You know, it doesn't really result to anything here. It did end up in a 2-for-2, although it did extend into a 3-for-2, if I'm not mistaken, in favor of PUP. So overall, though, this is just something that's very unfortunate for FEU because of some of the problems that they have with this composition here. And
Ooh, looks like it's going to be a reverse. We first thought that FEU, they did get the first blood, they get the first turret. But when it comes to composition, this is going to be their shining moment. Glacial Prison, but no follow. It will be a heat of a 5. Felix finishes off McRory with a face, leaving behind Andrew and Marian. Free hit and not being touched at all by the carries of FEU, with Brian taking out 4 members. 5 is going to be an ace for PUP, and now bringing in first victory of the best of 3 series, the semifinals of the West Conference.
there you have it, folks. Congratulations, Polytechnic University of the Philippines taking game 1 for the best of 3 in this semifinals game.
Congratulations again for PUP EAC4. A nice comeback game. The first start of the minutes, we did expect that McRory will be this lane pressuring top laner. But we all gotta admit, what happened there was the Baron call. One of the most trickiest calls you can make as a shot caller. So many things can fall into hand. Not to mention, so many things can go wrong when you're contesting a Baron. Even if you're behind, just by let's say 3,000 gold or 4,000, you still have to be alert that the team can reverse you.
It's such a shame because I felt like FEU could have won that game. At the end of the day, I feel like what really happened was, ayun nga, yung maganda yung momentum ng FEU sa simula eh. ang naging problema lang is they started, again, it's because of those pick-offs that happen. Right, for example, we did see him pick off, mistaken, 4 times. But there were 2 times where he did get caught off na naging definitive sa pag-turn around in favor of PUP. So, sometimes, even with the lead that you have, you don't really want to force things. You just really want to play to what advantages your composition has. Which is, if you look at FEU, because they have the Kalista, they have the Trundle, they have all the potential to just siege and control objectives. And I feel like because they were trying to force fights, they didn't really play to what their composition, could have really pulled off if they played their cards right here.
So guys, there you have it. That has been the first game, match 1 of the best of 3 series. Here is the summary of the game. Ooh, I gotta say, great job by you first, but I would say Felix did a really good job holding out, enduring the pain of losing his leg, bouncing back.
Oh yeah.
But it's also for Levi. He did do a lot of good job trying to provide some help. But for FEU's side, they really had a good chance to start. But let's see in the next game. This is the 3 series. At this point, 1 victory at the AOF 3 is already match.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of pressure. But here is the whole match delay. Levi, a lot of damage has this Graves. Looks like Graves is not yet out of his prime just yet, or is it just Levi using the game properly? Looks like we're gonna be seeing more come after the short break. There you guys have the Happy Shoutcasters. I am Vulcan, and with me is Arctic. See you after the short break for the continuation of the Garena LOL Collegiate League Summer 2017 semifinals of the West Conference. Coming in from this one, Glacial Prison was missed off. That's a missed hop. The flash will be burned to go in for the kill of the bees. Teleport going in. Felix teleported without any mana, but it will be this SUP until hurt Kido's there. However, in the bottom lane, he really does kill by himself. Solo kill there, but the more action is happening in the blue side of PUP. But in long run, I gotta say, this kill itself is gonna really boost this guy's idea. But here comes Kida to block things off, flash it in. Random gonna be happening here, stacking up. Teleport will be channeling through. Oh, Mario will be getting the upper hand, but Levi will be dealing so much damage. Lewis there for the help, and looks like 4 members in the river, very low on health. Kido is blinking red. I wonder. Oh, Andrew will be getting the kill on the Kido. But so far, 2 members focusing on the tank to do, because this is gonna set them how really bad. Looks like, oh, Felix going in, but the Ratchet's glowing. Chomps up Beast on Brad. Looks like that Baron call was a bad call for FEU. PUP just annihilating the mistakes of FEU. Kido, I wonder what will be the opening shot, but looks like the USF will glancing out of that little prison. Oh, beautiful 4-man knock-up coming from Works, but will that be enough damage to sustain? Marian is still so much continuous damage. He left alone, but right now it will be Andrew and Marian, the only ones being damaged. 2 members, Andrew and Marian. 3 hit, they picked that all by the players of FEU with Brighting, and now 4 members. 5 is going to be an ace for PUP. And now bringing in the first victory of the best of 3 series, the semifinals of the West Conference.
There you have it, folks. Congrats. Taking game 1 for the best of 3 in this semifinals game.
Congratulations again for PUP EAC4. A nice combat game. The first
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.